Well, I mean, when we were here in Mexico, it was about this time last year. Obviously, the record didn't come out until October, and so we finished it, and it was almost frustrating at the time because we didn't want to play too many new songs because we wanted the fans to know the music and to be able to enjoy it rather than have to go through a lot of stuff that they don't know. It's always exciting to hear new music at shows, but if you do too much, then it doesn't really work that well. And so coming back now and knowing that people know the album and having had time to rehearse the record as well, you know, we're playing so many songs off that album now. Not to mention, like, those were some of our first shows that we had done in 3 years at least. And so we were still kind of finding our feet, and so we've had a lot of practice over the last year, and I feel like the show's become a lot better. And I think we're gonna put on a very fun evening for everybody. I'm so excited about it.
Words of wisdom.
This time around, we're trying to take a bit more care of ourselves physically, so we maybe start off the morning with a bit of exercise and then some breakfast. We had a little recording studio set up on the last tour though, so we found a little bit of time for some productivity. And then, yeah, play the show, maybe go out for a drink, maybe not. We're getting quite old and boring, so recently it's just been sort of on the bus for a game of FIFA or a movie or something.
I think the most important thing is finding a balance. Technology is amazing and it's improving our lives in so many ways, but you know, there's a generation that seems to be getting a little too far into that, and I think it's great when you're at a show and you want to take pictures and videos to have those memories to take and keep forever. You know, that's a wonderful thing when you can look back over your own experience. And that's amazing, but you know, it differs from place to place where we go. But we've been in some places where fans will film literally the whole show, and the whole show they'll have their phones in the air. You know, it's very important to us that we can look into people's eyes out there and know that, you know, that there is that connection there and feel like we're all sharing this experience. But if you're experiencing the whole thing through a lens or in a screen in front of you, it's almost like you're not really there. That's not only not a great thing for the fan, but it's not a great thing for us either, because it feels like we're not quite reaching that person out there, you know? But it's not everywhere. It's a lot better in some places. The visual aspect of our records always relates back to the music in some way or another. For the first two records, we worked with a company called Megaforce, who are incredible designers, and they kind of took the lead on both of those, and we just asked them to interpret how they heard the record, and so they came up with the artwork. On this one, we worked a great deal closer with the designers. We worked with a guy called Mike Lithgow, who works in London at our record label. So we brought several ideas. We told him what the record was about, brought together a lot of references, and worked right to the end until we'd come up with this concept right here. The difference with this record is that everything is tied in. You know, we didn't really pay that much attention to detail on the last few records. Everything now, and this has become very important to us, that everything relates back to the record and back to, you know, has a similar aesthetic. So, you know, we're still working on perpetuating that aesthetic for this record. Music crosses so many boundaries and so many lines in terms of what it can do for people and for the world. I mean, ultimately it's a form of entertainment, it's a form of art, but both of those can be life-changing and both of those can change the world. I think, you know, music is one of, if not the most powerful things that we have at our disposal as human beings. It can change minds, it can change attitudes, it can bring people together. And it does, and it always has done, and it continues to do so. You know, it's such a powerful force, and it can just simply be fun. It can be entertaining, and it doesn't have to, you know, take on such an important role for everybody. But I mean, that's what's so amazing. It can take on so many different forms, and that's what makes it so wonderful.